So folks, here's my harvest of Santa Rosa plums for the year. They're a variety created by Luther Burbank. He wanted to bring some Japanese plums to the Americas. So in 1906, he was a horticulturalist over there in Santa Rosa, and he created the Santa Rosa plum. Now, I don't know how he did it, some, scientific plant guy, horticulturalist stuff, but he did it. So they do two things for your yard. They create a beautiful white bloom in the spring, and then they provide fruit for you in harvest time. So these plums didn't really produce much, these plum trees. Maybe they haven't been pruned. I'm not sure. A lot of them fell on the ground too, but my other trees are more than likely, I would think they're cherry plums because they don't get dark and they taste a lot like a cherry plum. So that's my guess. This I know for sure is a Santa Rosa plum. It was marked. It's the same size as them, same color, everything. So the young trees start producing anywhere from 3 to 5 years, but other circumstances they can produce before then. They're a symbol of hope, perseverance, and beauty in really adverse times and situations and conditions. So that's what the plum symbolizes. They're beautiful fruit. They taste good. These ones are a little sour. I don't know why yet. Maybe they didn't ripen up all the way. We'll find out. I'm going to try and let them ripen up for a couple of days. So I got 5 acres here, folks. Today was the first grand tour that I gave of the whole property. I know it's big, it's a lot for one guy, but I want my family to have a place to go if they ever want to come to the mountains. They need a place to retreat. They want to live rent-free, things like that. I wanted to have this place for them too. So that's a good idea and why I did this. So folks, I like stuff, all right? And this property has a lot of stuff. It has, by God, it has trees, it has fruit, it has rocks, it has water. Folks, this place has it all, as the famous Sean Connery might say. But anyway, folks, I got a lot of Toyotas here. I got my cabin. I'm starting on the bathroom and the kitchen soon. A lot of things going on here, folks. I gave the grand tour up top. You saw my water tanks. You saw the bottom half near the graveyard where the classic church dwells and things like that, folks. And I just wanted to let you know, if you like my content, subscribe, go ahead and hit the notifications and do your thing, folks. It's a great channel and I'm having a great time here. And I harvested lightweight today. It was quick, easy, and painless. I enjoyed it. So like, subscribe, and hit notes. And I'll see you next time. Have a great weekend. See that right there, folks? That's Santa Rosa plums. They bloom around May in the spring, and they harvest around July, late July. Those are pretty purple. I didn't get that many on there this year, folks. It's my first year here. I don't know what's going on with the trees, but these plums look pretty good. Give you a little view there down the drive. View of the plums there. I'm gonna pick those today, so they're looking good. A view down the drive. My neighbor's place down there in their meadow. All in all, it's looking good around here. This old fence, I'm gonna repair it and paint it just a little at a time. So this is the hillside there by the front of the place, folks. My friend's been clearing it out in there, and I do appreciate the help. I have been working lately and been a little busy. Well, folks, there it is, my Santa Rosa plum tree. I'm gonna harvest these plums. I got about 20 of them on there. I don't know why the rest of the tree didn't produce. So I'm gonna get these off of there, make sure I don't break my neck. Hopefully I don't break my neck. I'll get this ladder set up, folks. So folks, it's been pretty hot up here in this area. We've had some 105 days in the last 2 weeks. We've had 98, pretty consistent. Last night was the coolest it got, though. I'm thinking it was about 66 degrees out. It was really cool out. So I've been working quite a bit, and I just got laid off for the company had a lack of work for me. And now I've been called out to run a roller on a paving crew for next week. So that's going to be about a week's worth of work. I'm just trying to stay busy on the homestead here and make some money too working. So he's getting these picked wasn't a real hard job. It went pretty quick for me right here. I mean, there's only about 20 or 30 of them on there. I mean, it's not a big harvest. It's enough for me. What am I going to eat? Prunes all day or plums? I guess prunes are plums. I don't know. Probably just a different type. But anybody know, put it out there, the information about prunes opposed to plums, because it's a pretty interesting fact if you got it. So just enjoy watching me work here, I guess. I'm supposed to go run this roller all next week for some paving company, so not looking forward to that, but money's money, so you do what you got to do and to make it, and it looks like rolling for me is going to be making it. Rolling asphalt, folks, for some paving company, so it's going to be 1 week's worth of work. I mean,
technically that's just a drop in the hat. I gotta get 350 hours to, you know, get something done here, but I'll get it done. So just keep you posted on that. Well, folks, right there, you see what I'm doing. I'm pulling them limbs down to get to those plums. They're kind of up high. This tree really, once I got into it there, looked like it really needs a good pruning next year, because this thing did not produce. And maybe that's too close to those, I guess they're cherry plums right next to it, and it really didn't produce. There were some on it, but they were small and they never ripened up before they fell on the ground. So there's about 4 or 5 plum trees in a row right there, but whoever planted them really close together, and I think it's keeping them from producing. Plus, they probably need to be pruned down pretty good. They've been growing wild probably for about 10 years now without anybody tending to them. Now, that's just a guess, folks, so I'm really not sure how long. But I want to get some more peaches on this place, and I want to plant a garden next season. This year I'm just working on the place, and I'm hoping that I get this done before winter. I get my wood stove in, I get my wiring and my solar in, and then I get my bathroom built. Maybe not my kitchen, but as long as I have my bathroom built and my water running to my shed, I'll be fine. So it's looking like that's the story, and I'm going to do that and get that done. So as of now, I've been swimming at a really cool swimming hole called Stony Creek, and it's cool. The water's nice. It's deep enough where you can swim underwater a little bit, but there's really not a lot of space for swimming. But it's a local spot, but not a lot of people know about it, and you get in there and you just get a chance to swim for 3 hours at least and cool off and lay on the hot rocks. It's a great spot. It's kind of a great life up here, folks. I'm able to ride my quad to the lake, over to the resort, get ice, do things I need to do, you know. They don't really have much for a store, so really I'm just getting ice there and getting my groceries at the big store. But for people that like resorts, I mean, I guess it's $90 a night to camp at the site. You have access to the resort where they have a pool table, they have a swimming pool, they have a lake, they also have a rock wall, which is really cool. I'm not much for rock walls myself, but you climbers out there, you know, you might want to climb a rock wall. I'm not sure, but it has everything you want. So to any of my friends, you ever just want to camp out, a really nice resort, $90 a night. So you're talking what, $180 for the weekend. You got a swimming pool, a lake, rock wall, pool hall, store with ice, and then you have the Yuba River 15 minutes away, so you can't beat that. And just a little plug, that's called Lake Francis Resort here in California. And check it out. It's a really nice place, and you won't be disappointed if you go there. Also, it's really like cool and shaded there, so there's a lot of shade trees. You're not in the sun camping in really nasty dirt. There's pine needles and mulch on the ground and other things to keep the dust down. It's a clean environment. I guess the campgrounds have showers and clean bathrooms. So check it out, folks. Lake Francis Resort. My place is 5 minutes away in the great town of doop 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 doop. Yeah, I just said it. But hey, come visit. We don't mind. What I'm doing here, oh, I didn't notice this on the video here. What I'm doing is I'm going down, I dropped a plum, a really purple big plum, and I'm not going to let it go because there wasn't many on this tree. So I dropped that, and it fell on the ground, and I went down to get it. I just threw the ladder down the hill because it's much easier to just pull over there and pick it up with my quad. So, folks, I'm not being reckless. It's just, you got to use your head. Work smarter, not harder. I mean, I've heard that so many times in my life, and I was always doing the opposite. And so now I've just come to the point where I'm trying to make things as easy as possible. And in the next videos, you're going to see the top of my property where I have 30 or 40 downed ponderosa trees, and they got to go, folks. So have a great one. Watch
There
the
you
rest of
have
my
it,
video.
folks.
Enjoy it.
Harvested Santa Rosa plum. I didn't get many. A lot of them fell on the ground this year. Plus, it didn't produce like I would expect. But we'll find out. Been using my ATV to get everything, do everything. It's a job around here.
Right here, what you're seeing is that's the Santa Rosa plum I just picked. The one next to it is a cherry plum. That one's a cherry plum. And then right here, you see a small planter. I got a grapevine there and a grapevine there, wild, native to the area. And I planted those about 4 months ago, and they're just greening up now. I used root tone, planted them. These here are little redwoods. And then I got that madrone. You remember when I transplanted that madrone there. That's a grapevine there, madrone. This is a dead madrone, didn't make it. And then the plum there. There's my water tank, my pump, little 2-wheel drive, 85 Camry, and wow, look at that. There we go, the hillside still nice and green. Looks good here, folks. I need to finish that pump house right there. It's a mess. I need to do something with that goat fencing wiring. And my 85 needs a motor. I got it over there. I just got to get it put in. Like I've been telling you, folks, I got a lot of work around here for myself to do. And, you know, that's why they call this Red Clay Drive, though. I got a lot of red clay around here. There's the cabin there. This here is a sycamore that I picked up. You saw the video where I hauled it in my Alabama green truck. Nice oak tree right there. This is up in the top part of the property. Nice kind of flat spot here. I'll have to grade this off and slope it. That's going to be a roadway there, folks, eventually. Now up here on this side of the project, there's a lot of dead trees, so see I'm going to this road area that leads to 2 giant storage tanks for water up here on the hill. And this is the top part of my acreage up here, so the storage tanks are good to have up here so you can get gravity feed coming down the hill. My 2 storage tanks, I've been digging those lines up because I'm going to tie into them soon. A lot of manzanita here. You see the manzanita? Now I'm going to clear most of the manzanita, but there's some really nice bigger ones that I want to keep as like a Japanese bonsai looking tree. And manzanitas are nice trees. You just don't want to have, or bush, whatever they are. I think they're a tree though. You just don't, oh see, there's those dead ponderosas. I got a bunch like this. So folks, by God, I got ponderosas dying all over the ponderosa. That's what Hoss Cartwright might say. But anyway, you know what I mean, folks. So there's one right there. PG&E came and dropped these for me because they were too close to the power line. There's a dead one. There's a couple more that they dropped recently. I'm going to drag these out. I need to buy a saw. That's crazy. I don't even have a saw, folks. I need to go buy me a decent saw. If you guys got any pointers what a good saw would be for a guy like me starting out on this adventure. I've had saws in the past. I've just never been like a big saw buff or enthusiast. I use them when I need them, and I put them up, break them out, tune them up, and sharpen them when I need them again. There's my lower gate there, folks. See that? There's my cedar. You've seen this area before. This is towards the road, as you can see. And down here I got a culvert going under the ground right here leading to a ditch right in front of the gate. And I'm going to put some base rock down here and 3/4 crush right here. And I'll put another culvert right there where you see that drainage. So here's leading up towards the north side of my property. And all this to the right here, that's all my homestead, folks. My neighbor, I guess before I bought it, had dug this area for drainage, but I have that downed oak there that you just saw that I got to cut up. These are ponderosa pines that PG&E laid down a while back. I don't know if they're any good for milling, but there's quite a few of them there, and they might just end up firewood, not sure. That's all my property there on the right side of the road. My property actually extends to the center of this road. I got a 30-foot easement at the front of it. Back to these trees, folks. If you can see, I got a lot of dead ponderosa pine up there. Now, all these trees were felled by PG&E, so I need to get these out. Trying to work it out with a sawmill guy, or what you would call a miller, and try to get him up here to see if anything's worth anything to him. Maybe trade him some trunks for some planks. So that'd be nice. Trade him some trees for some planks, and he might be able to mill some. Then I would have some fence wood, some barn wood, siding wood if I want to make an A-frame, whatever. But that's all me right there, folks. That's all part of my homestead, and as you can see, there's a lot of work for one guy, but I'll get it done. You can bet on that. Folks, you can see the red earth here, and I've always dreamed of having a place on red earth. There's that downed oak tree right there I got to clean up and get rid of. I'll be working on this stuff soon. Yeah, just like the name of my song, Red Clay Drive, and I've always pictured myself living on red clay, red earth, red soil. I don't know what it is about it. It's just, it draws me to it, folks, and it's just something that I got in my spirit. So here's up the driveway right here, looking nice. My friend's been doing some incredible clearing on the left and brought a lot of trees back to life. It's just a dream come true here on the ranch and the homestead. There's my sycamore to the left. Got the easy up right here. Been doing some cookouts and been fun. And slow it down. There's a fire pit. I don't use it because we're in fire danger season. There's a lot of brush that we got. Now I'm heading down the east side of the property here. This is a little fence line road right here along the fence line of my lower neighbor's property here. And it's already been packed down from my quad. Now this grass ain't tall, folks. This is low grass. I'm not in danger of catching anything on fire. My quad doesn't have a hot exhaust or anything like that. All this is low vegetation. Those are some trees I got down here. See, to the right, some oaks. To the left, I got some madrones here you're gonna see in a minute that are really beautiful. Now see how green and how shady it is down here? It's real tight and compact. Now I wouldn't mind building something down here eventually. And this brush you see, that's all Scotch broom or Scotch brush, like I like to call it. But I guess back in the day, the Scotch had packed the settlers had packed their Scotch bottles in this coming over in ships, and somehow it got off the ships and turned evasive. Now this is a widowmaker laying up on a really nice oak tree, and so this oak tree is holding it up, and I'm under it right there. You see that? I went under it for you guys to show you this perspective. Now here's coming back up out of there. See, a lot of Scotch broom. It's really evasive. It's really flammable. You got to kill it, pull it up by the roots from what I hear. It's just a terrible plant, but it looks nice because it gets these really beautiful yellow flowers in the springtime. But it'll take over this whole property, folks, so I got to get rid of that. Here's a little roadway right here. Once I prune up the limbs and everything, I'll be able to use this for an entrance to the lower part. I got hung up here on this log. See this? Yeah, it gave me hell. I don't know what was going on there, but I was trying to hold the camera and ride with one hand and somehow I got hung up on the log. So this takes me down to the lower half. There's a lot of those Widowmakers and old snags laying around too that really, I mean, they're really just a lot of work. They fall apart so you can't really drag them. There's my canopy there. See how shady, folks? Now see, you'll see a lot of those old dead snags to the right. Piles and piles of the piles. I mean, they're just terrible. Laying in there, Scotch broom or Scotch brush. It's just one hell of a mess down here. That's why I haven't even addressed this. Then I have some dead trees on the skyline that look at these four big cedars. They're just laying there, standing up. I mean, not laying there. I mean, they're standing up, folks. By God, this dude's a crazy son of a gun. Yeah, they're still standing. Some of them have green on the lower part, but the top is like a dead stick. Then back in there is a trail that comes up the back side of the mountain there. And I got to get this old Widowmaker out so I can get down in there. And that heads to the cemetery back there, folks. So this old Widowmaker's got to come out. Oh, there's two dead ones. Really beautiful sight up there. And then back around and out the way we came, folks. So, folks, this right here is a really nice little sloped area. I could build it up and build a pad here if I desire. I got good trees for good shade, so that's an oak right there. I got a big ponderosa, another big ponderosa. But what's really cool is look at that really fresh looking madrone right there next to that ponderosa. Now that's a nice madrone right there. It's going up straight. Somebody pruned it, pruned the limbs back. This right here is a roadway that goes all the way up. It's a tiny bit sketchy at the top, but it ain't bad. I got a dead cedar on the ground there. All in all, not a bad little site. See, the roadway goes down in there. This is the back 3 acres, folks, and this is a really nice highlight of the property here. Got madrone forest down in there. I got some giant cedars. They look like they're dying, but they might just be taking a break and come on back. I don't know. I'm not a tree expert yet, but I'll get there. Just got some really nice cedars in here, some manzanita down in there. I really don't plan on clearing this whole thing, just the dead stuff and getting it gutted and cleaned out. See down there, I could build a pad, bring it up to this level. It'd be really nice. So we'll see how it goes. That's my plan for this area right here. Bring it up a little bit, fill it in, push some dirt around, you know. I'll get a dozer up here eventually. Well, let me know what you think. That's the back 3. I'm going to take you to the top of the hill now. Got to use my foot to get this thing to hold in gear. Junk area needs to be cleaned up. It's just I don't really have a garage yet, so I keep a lot of my tools and supplies here. So right here you're gonna see a lot of smaller ponderosas right here straight in front of me, and later I'm gonna be taking those out because that's a really nice flat area. They're just ponderosa saplings, smaller ones. So I'm gonna be digging them up and relocating them on the property. What's going on here is that's a flat area that can be terraced down to a nice little living site or a garden area. And I mean vegetable garden, folks, not anything else. And possibly a small orchard too. I'm not sure yet, but I do really like the idea back in here by my really secret tree that you're gonna see in a minute, that I like to call by the name of Big Madrone. Like El Patron, El Madrone. I know mommy's way. Yeah, well, this is El Madrone. You'll see right here why I call it El Madrone. It's really one of the nicest madrones on the property back in there. You see it? That other tree is not a madrone, but that was right there, madrone. And then I have some dead cedar right there straight on, and some other dead trees around there. I believe that's a dead ponderosa back there. So here's the way back out. So this isn't that steep. I know it might look steep to you right here, but with the dozer in a few hours, you can have this thing pushed out pretty well, and it'll be a flat area. And I'll grade it out, and it'll have drainage and everything they need to put something there. Maybe a small tough shed. I like the tough shed ideas, and then I'll have trails that connect them all to a common bathroom and kitchen. And then if anybody wants to stay, they got to live like a Native American, you know, or Native European, whatever. We're all native somehow. And we all got up off the ground and wore hides and threw spears and used bows and arrows. Just look at Ancestry.com, or ancestors of everybody. We all came from the earth, unless you believe in aliens, and that's a different subject. But let's not get on that topic. We're all of the earth. I like to say I'm of the spirit, not of the earth, all right? I'm of the spirit, and I'm native to the earth. So folks, this is a really nice area here. Somebody, like a dog, drug some trash. I didn't even know about it until I came up today, and that's going to be picked up in the next 15 minutes, so we don't have to really worry about that. So that's going well, folks. And right here is parallel to the upper property line on the northwest corner, heading back down to my madrone forest. Now this is back to the 3.5 acres in the back, which is actually a lot of room, folks. If you've seen this, I mean, I've really been to the far corners of this property. Oh, there's some dead ponderosas right there. They got to come out. They're dead. Just, you know, make room for the new, out with the old. Maybe I can mill them. If not, they're gone. So that's another reason I want to get this saw, a good size saw, and a good size saw for bucking. So if you guys got any suggestions, woodsmen, friends of mine out there that are loggers and woodsmen, I might have got it wrong on a miller. I don't think a sawmill guy is called a miller. If anybody knows what the correct name is, I think a miller is somebody that mills grain, but I'm not sure. So you guys correct me whenever I'm wrong. Put it in the comments and let me know. If anybody has any suggestions for types of saws, I do like the Stihl brand. So if you know of any decent Stihl saws that would be lightweight and good for a man of my caliber, let me know, folks. And this is the box.
Dog. This here's the top of the hill, boys and girls. Right here, we made it to the top of the hill. Grand tour of the property here. The whole homestead, so you call it whatever you want. By God, I tell you what, it's a beautiful sight. And you got your own land, folks. You should try it sometime. I've always been a guy that likes stuff. 5 acres had been a little too much for one guy, but trust me, there's a lot of stuff here. Look at all these trees. They're mine, folks. And I plan on growing them. I got to get them dead out, though, I'll tell you what. Well, enjoy the video. I'm going to show you this other side here, and that's a grand tour. Watch this log, folks. Wow, she's a beaut right here, ain't she? Nice and flattened off up here. Got a little mess of trees right here, folks. You see them? They ain't looking too good, is they? I gotta get these out of here, folks. Dead trees don't go good. Look at them. Them's dead too. By God. They didn't do too good on this hillside. I don't know why. Something killed them. Yeah, they didn't do too good here on this hillside. I doesn't know why. Something killed them. By God. Well, folks, I hope you enjoyed the grand tour today of the 5.05 acres of the homestead. By God, it's a wonderful place up here on this mountaintop. I tell you, I can hear the rain falling, and I can hear the snow whistling. I can hear the bacon cracking, and I can hear the pine cones falling, folks. I've been dancing on this mountaintop here, folks. By God. So, folks, I hope you enjoyed this tour today, and like, subscribe, hit the notifications, do whatever it is you do, folks.